The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
This morning and welcome back to Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, your station for fresh news, smart talk all day. It is Thursday, the 4th of December, 2025, and you are on the clock with Accordion Greene. You gotta be the things you like in the world, and I like in the accordion right up and now. Now, I'm going to allow one of my guests to explain to you what it was you heard opening the show just now. I'm certain that most of you have not heard it before. It is definitely Bahamian, and you need to know what it is. I've got a lot of guests in studio today. We've got lots to talk about, but before we get there, just a little bit of housekeeping. A reminder, I'm running a magazine and t-shirt recycling program, accepting all donations. Do not throw your magazines away. If you do not have a use for your old t-shirts, give them to me. I will be distributing them to a group that's doing things with them. We recycling them, right? Magazines, calendars, even books. Now, I'm not going to be recycling the books, but I'm going to be distributing the books to worthy libraries where they will be used, not just by readers, but by crafters as well, right? See, these books, you don't have to tear up the book. You got a photocopy machine, photocopy the page, leave the book intact. We love books around here. I love books so much, I have a tower of books like they protect me when I go to sleep. I also pretend like while I'm sleeping, I'm reading them, like the words are just finding their way, and I just love these books. I love them like some of y'all love Conch Fritter, and some of y'all love them other things. Okay, also the Loyalist Charles Farquharson Wheel Competition, still open to junior and high school students throughout the archipelago. We call the show Two Pieces of Information. The government recording record for Loyalist Charles Farquharson will, and then the recorded date of his death. Those two pieces of information, junior and high school students, there's lots of prizes. We've chosen, winners will be selected from 4 districts. By selected, the first person to give the correct answer in that district will be the winner. New Providence, Grand Bahama, San Salvador, and the rest of the Family Islands. Lots of prizes, surprises, goodies from local vendors. Also, 16 Days of Activism continues tonight on Zoom. Tiny Movements, virtual film screening and discussion with the filmmaker. Tiny Movements, Thursday the 4th of December 2025 via Zoom. To register for the event, you can find Equality Bahamas on Facebook or Instagram, or you can go directly to this website, lu.ma/16days25. That's lu.ma/16days25. And then this weekend, Saturday, at Ponciana Paper Press, starting at 9:30, there is a workshop. Y'all don't, listen, the skills, the crafting that you could do at Ponciana, print screening, t-shirt making, postcard making, sticker making, paper making, textile and fabric workshops. Listen. Anyway, this Saturday, as a part of Equality Bahamas' 16 Days of Activism, there will be a hands-on workshop. Scissors, paper, poetry, words, newspapers, magazines. Come out and check it out. It is all, in fact, at the Future of Democracy Conference 4, Ponciana Paper Press did a zine making workshop on day 4, on the Saturday morning of the conference. Trust me, pure propaganda. See how I put the emphasis on the proper? Yes. I saw that public statement by the PLP reminding its members and supporters and fan base that only authorized branches of the organization are authorized to use its logos and branding on its content, right? And so all of that is a part of making sure that the gander is proper, right? Propaganda. Okay, not finished yet. Not finished yet. Let me tell you all, I have in studio joining me today, Dignified Girl Project and Diana Hamilton. We got a very important fundraiser we're going to talk about, and an opportunity to support this initiative by collecting local culture, craft, artifact, music, right? We can talk more about how you could support the fundraiser, but before we get there, I wish where's my producer? He hiding because he know what I'm about to do. He knows what I'm about to do. I realize, right? I'm looking at today's paper, looking at the front page of today's paper, and I'm looking at the next paper front page, and I don't see the story that I expected to see in today's paper. And I am actually upset. I mean, not like I like old people upset. When you just need something to be upset at.
About
That's it right there. Because what y'all gonna give me, when y'all give me my national honor, it'll be for turning misery into kinetic energy.
Yes.
Just like how we was learning how to make $1 out of 50 cents. Anyway, so the point is this. I looking in these papers and I realize, like I even see the headline, The Guardian, at the top banners and advertisement, it says celebrate with confidence, Kalina, but that ain't it. I looking all through this paper and I realize y'all done forget. How could y'all forget? Today is the first anniversary of the gentle tossing of the mace. How everybody forget? How everybody forget how the Speaker of the House was in favor if it wasn't for that. And in fact, I'm supposed to tell y'all, how come y'all didn't have the tall glass of water on the National Honors List? Y'all honor everybody and anybody in this country except the people who do stuff. But that ain't the point. The point is why y'all didn't honor the glass of water that the Speaker of the House heralded for saving her life in the midst of the chaos called the gentle tossing of the mace. I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed. In fact, I was trying to get on Guardian News. Like I was trying to move up, and I did my own interviews. For the documentary. I thought we was going to have a whole documentary by the first anniversary. I interviewed the Mace. The Mace say, y'all think I soft because I made a goal? That's what it is, right? The bleachers say, oh, y'all was trembling. Hey, I had a whole of Andress on me last Junkanoo. One little Mace, he said, y'all could have thrown the speaker out, I was going to catch her. I don't know what y'all was so upset about. The only interview I couldn't get was the tall glass of water. Because I want to know, how did you know what was about to happen, tall glass of water, to be perfectly positioned to save the speaker's life? Of course, my favorite interview of all was with Adrian White Undershirt that didn't come to wake with him that day. And you may be asking, why would I interview his undershirt? Because y'all was saying that this was a setup. Y'all was saying this was planned. This was choreography, right? And then I say, well, why you didn't go to wake with your boy? Use his best undershirt. Why you didn't go to wake with your boy on the day? And he said, listen, me and this baby rowing. I said, well, why? How could you be rowing with Daddy White? See, y'all like to call MP and think Daddy with Daddy White. He said, listen, this boy called me a wife beater. He said, I beat drum all my life. He said, I was a singlet. I ain't even married. How could you say that about? He said, me and him, we ain't talked since then. That was the best interview ever in the history of the Bahamas. And nobody doing anything for me to upload my footage to the internet for it to make sense. Anyway, happy first anniversary of the gentle tossing of the mace. I see we have a caller on the line. Caller, I'm going to give you 3 seconds to talk, and then I got to get to my guest. Good morning, caller.
Hey, morning, Miss Greene. How you doing?
Good morning. How you doing, my Fox Hill friend?
Right, my Fox Hill friend. Hey, question, right?
Yes.
I want you to do an interview with the person who direct who do the Christmas tree, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, you ain't see Dasquay already had the interview with the Chris. Dasquay say, look here, he got a long distance.
But let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How come we jack up the Christmas tree every year?
Mm-hmm.
I can't get a contract. You realize that's a sweet contract? I don't mind. Let me tell you something. I don't mind decorating the tree every Christmas. If we can live with that, I could decorate the tree. I'll do it for half the price.
I'll do it for free. I can be honest with you. I will do it for free. Anyway, but I ain't getting between Dasquay and this. What do you call the tree?
Big actress or something.
He called it Beatrice? Like Beatrice or something. Look at Dasquay is hilarious. All my content creators, my influencers, look here. To people need you. In fact, I'm asking you right now to reach out to the National Productivity Task Force. Ask for the chairman, Edison Sumner. Tell them you're ready to be productive. You come to help. Find out what are the terms of this new relationship. Y'all get out there, especially Miss Giggles. Miss Giggles, we love you, especially from you say, I can't take no. When they ask her if she take a COVID test, she do the sinus. No, you know when you clear your sinus? If you do that, you's a Bahamian, right? Miss, you can't do that? That's because you drink your bitters. It's because you drink your bitters. Anyway, Miss Giggles, all of y'all, reach out to the National Productivity Task Force and let's get productive. Okay, let's get to it. I'm going to start with my first guest in studio, Diana Hamilton. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Erin.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Let's talk about this fundraiser for
Jedi.
Jedi. All right. Now, who is Jedi?
Okay, well, Jedi is this absolutely amazing child that was born with no eyes.
Okay.
And Jedi is not someone that you want to feel any pity for. She is a inhabited being. You know, she's like one of these Helen Kellers. Mm-hmm. You can only be amazed that she's coming to do something.
All of her other senses are heightened, right?
Look at the picture. You can see how sensitive she is. She's there, okay? Yeah. She's amazing.
So we have empathy.
Yes.
We have sympathy, but we do not pity.
I know.
Because I bet you her sense of smell is awesome, and her sense of hearing. I bet you she know when the food coming out. Mm-hmm. I bet you she know what on my plate. She could tell it. Right, amazing.
Yeah, she's an amazing child. So she's raised by parents that are very intelligent. Mm-hmm. You don't feel any sense of being different. You know, when you look at her, she's a normal child. Mm-hmm. And they are to be applauded, the Grants, for the way they're raising this exceptional child.
All right. Exactly what are we raising funds for?
Okay, so Jedi being born without eyes, every year, because her facial structure grows, she has to go and have an operation to adjust.
Okay.
And so this fundraiser is actually to help with her medical bills.
Okay.
Right? That she has to have every year.
Now, do we have a goal that we're aiming for?
As much as we can get. Excuse me. But, you know, if we could put a couple of hundred and more in her parents' hands, that's a plane ticket. That's, you know.
Right.
So
every little bit helps towards the elements of her care.
And then we show that we love our children. You know, that she's a part of our nation.
Yeah, absolutely. You know? Now, I have this thing, right, where I think it's a conversation that we have to have, especially in the midst of the national discourse around productivity, right? Mm-hmm. Productivity is absolutely an important conversation. It is an important, I want to say, construct, right? At the same time, though, it's important for us to remember that people have value. Nelson Mandela, I think it's Nelson Mandela said, look here, you're born with inherent divinity and dignity.
That's right.
Your value is in that you exist. In and of itself, that is sufficient for you to realize for the fullness of your dignity to be realized by others. Mm-hmm. Often we sort of ascribe value based on what you can produce, how productive you can be. And so we lose lots of people because we refuse to ascribe value, to see value in them, because what they can do does not fit into our models of production.
Erin, I don't even know if we know how to recognize what we would call gifts. There was a time where teachers and people in the community would look at a child and say, this child is going to be a so-and-so. And they would assist that child, all right? So you can only see these things with your heart. You're not looking at a child running barefoot with sores. You're looking at a soul that's come in, that's carrying a gift. What is that gift that that child needs to know, right? That is our role. That's the only role we're supposed to have.
So what does my friend Jedi like to do?
Jedi loves the water.
She's a champion bubbler?
She loves
I gotta get on. Listen, ma'am, you ain't never try out. See, I bet you're a champion bubbler too, but you never discovered the value within yourself. A champion bubbler is simply somebody who, from they hit the water, they know what to do. Now, Miss Dean knows that I'm a champion bubbler. She watched me bubble every summer in Elutra at summer camp. Camp Simonet. So Jedi loves the water.
She loves water, and I believe she goes to the circus. I reached out to her parents because last year we had our Scottish instructor, his wife was doing eurythmics. Yeah. And I thought, wow, this would be amazing for her, right? Because it's all about the internal rhythm that we carry within. Can you imagine what these children would be like if we were teaching them the way they're supposed to be taught? We'd have pure marvels around us.
And that's what I mean. Like you say, what happened to that space where you identified the talent? I tell you what happened. People got frustrated, not annoyed, frustrated and hurt because they keep identifying all of this talent, but our modalities, our modules, the way we teach never shifts to acknowledge what it is we see, and it gets frustrating.
I think this is where I was so fortunate, and I realized that, I arrived in France at 19. But if you want to understand what perpetuating a memory is, like, those beautiful tapestries that were with gold sewing in them. So this has been going on since the Middle Ages, and their only request is that when you learn, is you pass it on.
When you learn the art form.
Pass it on, Yeah. And so they've got tons of stuff. We've forgotten that if Christ was born in a manger, that should send a huge message. Why do you need a castle? Okay, so you're over Christ. Okay, if he was a simple carpenter, why do you need to be somebody who socially you are thought to be the best because you are Mr. So-and-so? Are you higher than the carpenter?
Because we misprescribe value.
We misprescribe
because we tell
value.
people that's where the value is. Now, how do we donate? How do we connect? How do we support this fundraiser?
Okay, so this very beautiful Santa you see was a painting. It started with, I wanted a black Santa shaking cowbells. And then I went to Troy Aiken, and I said, I need this Santa to pop. I really want the children, when they see this, I want them to say, wow. you know?
And because, let me tell you why. Because this boy looked like I know him.
I could relate. I see me.
Oh, okay, putting it back up. If you're tuning in to the app or online, and you're looking at the video stream right now, here is an image that we're talking about. This boy, look here. This is how you keep the dream alive. I know this boy. You're telling me the boy who worked by the chicken shack is really Santa? Look at the picture that look like him. Yes, I love it. Okay, so we can purchase.
So this Santa card will have 2 barcodes.
Pass it back. I have to do my work.
Okay. And,
All right.
and each barcode the child would scan, and she would get, or he would get, the first story, which is a Bahamian Christmas story. And it was written at a time when there was a shutdown in COVID and there was no Junkanoo. And so this little boy named Ricky writes a letter to Santa and says, all I want for Christmas is the Junkanoo, because a Christmas without Junkanoo is like a bird without feathers and so on.
And
right?
so it's a postcard that has two barcodes, and I
this-
connect to two different
That's
sets
right.
of
Now, the
stories?
second story is a true story that my brother Michael told me happened on San Salvador with a real person named Butters, who disappeared for about 3 days. And when he came back, they'd hunted for him all over. He said the little people had brought him, had found him and brought him back, which is, we need these stories. Children need these stories.
Hold on, not just that. We're having a conversation, not we, and not me, because I stay out of grown people business, right? Where the director of communications in the office of the prime minister responded to commentary, really a critique, I guess, about, I'm not sure it really moves between a critique and a personal attack. He believes it was a personal attack he was referred to as little boy, right? These things are subjective and relative. In the grand scheme of things, you are a little boy, as am I. I'm often reminded by the senior man them who I be trying to talk with in these groups, right? I'm often reminded I'm a small child compared to them. And I'm 49, right? So it is relative and subjective. At the same time, you can't be in the Senate if you don't know why they can't find Jerry Roca in town. And in the same way, young people, I want to say to you all, learn this story so you all could tell the young people, you can't be in the Senate if you don't know why they couldn't find Butters for 3 days in San Salvador. You got to know the stories.
Yeah, so I fictionalized it a bit, obviously, and I thought it would be a beautiful story, a Christmas story for Bahamian children. It's for all children, but why am I targeting our children? Because when I walk around and I look at the parks, I say this country does not love children. Those parks are pathetic.
Somebody sent me a text yesterday
They
about our attitudes
dangerous.
towards children. We don't care for them.
We don't care for our children, okay? So children need to play and they need to dream. That is how God instills in them.
And not just that, inherently, they know that it's us we supposed to be doing for them.
That's
I get
right.
one neighbor with a little boy, and you could tell he's growing up in a healthy household, because his expectation is that you're an adult and I'm a child, and you're going to engage me when I say let's go. And that's a sign of a healthy upbringing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would, if there's something that Jedi reminds us, and this was a quote by Saint-Exupéry, Saint-Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, who wrote Le Petit Prince, The Little Prince. The Little Prince is the second most read or translated book next to the Bible. Really? Yes. It is a major book. It is an incredible book. And
it should be read multiple times.
And should be read.
So parents, you should read it with your kids.
Read it with your kids.
Then when they're small.
Yeah.
And then let them read it with you as they grow. And then you read it as an adult continually.
Yeah. So, they need to hear, anybody from my generation and older remembers when the sun went down, we would gather around our grandmothers and parents on the porch, and we'd hear stories that would make us not want to go into the house in the dark, okay? But those stories are necessary for children. We have to let them hear stories that allow them a space where they can bloom and be.
And imagine.
That imagination is what keeps the world connected.
Absolutely. Okay, now, how to find the postcards and...
Right. So I am starting a bit late, but it's still time. So you can find it. I'm sure that Aiken Photography will have some. There will be some at the organic store in Palmdale. There'll be some at Commonwealth Fabric. They absolutely adore and support Jedi. Probably the Logos bookstore. And I walk around. I literally go up to people in the streets and I say, can you support Jedi? So, you'll see me, or you can go to those places, and I will give my number. You can call me. So my number is 812-8768. 812-8768. And let's remember that Christmas is most of all for children, for them.
Absolutely. And apparently Christmas is also for tourists. And so we lead to my next point. This is a beautiful postcard, right? It is obviously primarily made for Bahamians, for Bahamian children on top of it. But this is something, if I were a tourist moving through a country I'd never been to before, I want that. 2 stories set to it as well, as I learned Bahamian culture. How much does it cost? And have you considered trying to find a space in town, in the tourist area, to sell them?
Well, I actually hadn't, but now that you mention it, I will try to do that. So we're asking a $10 contribution for these 2 stories. And people give more. 2 years ago, a lady said, I have to help. And she sent me literally $400. So Bahamians are generous.
All right.
And they are.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. But what it is that Bahamians want systems, right? Like, we're generous. Create a system, first of all, that I can trust, that's effective and sustainable. And if you tell me, look here, with your $20, 5 go in here, 3 go in here, 2 go in here, 1 go in here, trust me, people will just give you the 20. Okay.
I'll take 2 right now.
Oh my goodness! Okay,
there you go.
So you see, it could be framed as well because and it could be in their bedroom.
Absolutely, absolutely. Producer, let's go to a break. When we get back from the break, we got to bring Dignified Girl Project into the conversation. We got to talk about what they've been doing over the last several months and a special initiative, Dignified Girl Project, supporting girls in Jamaica.
Can I just say that Cookie? I want to shout out to Cookie for interpreting Butters.
Tell people who Cookie is, man.
Cookie Allen, our famous Cookie Allen.
Famous storyteller and comedian extraordinaire. There you go. Okay. Thank you.
Actress icon.
There you go. Keep going, Cookie. We miss you. In fact, I can't wait for us to have this all-woman comedy review, I don't want to call it the Gussie Mays of Nassau, of the Bahamas, because then the slim girls, them will think they're getting left out.
Yes.
No discrimination there. No discrimination. Listen, guys, we go into a break. You're on the clock with Accordion Greene. We'll be right back.
Christmas coming. Christmas coming. Christmas coming.
Girl, Junior just showed me Bella Boy in his phone.
What you mean? He take picture of that good-for-nothing boy?
Shh, you don't want Bella here. You say that. She always say that's my good child.
So what he doing in Junior phone?
Oh, he there because the police looking for him. He on their wanted list.
Wanted persons in your phone now?
Yes, child. And when police want to find anybody quick, after something happen, they can send picture direct to your phone. Go to Google Play or App Store and search for Crack Crime Bahamas. Then pick install and it will go straight to your phone.
There is also a section on missing persons.
Yes, girl. Everybody needs to get this app so police can tell us right away when these people go missing. Just like an alert system.
Yes, it has numbers for Crime Stoppers Bahamas, so you can call and nobody knows it's you. Call directly to Miami and give the information without giving your name or anything about you. I tried the other day, and when I hear Junior and his boys talking about where they hide those guns, I walk quick round the corner and call that number.
Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of a fresh start with a personal loan at Fidelity. You could win refreshing prizes like a luxurious spa day, John Boat gift certificates, a cruise for 2, and more. Make that move to a fresh start today. Call 356-7764. Promotion ends December 19th.
Fidelity, we're good for you. Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361. 1 in every 4 Bahamians face some level of food insecurity. AML Foods remains committed to helping, and this year, through our Feed 5,000 program, will donate $50,000 to provide holiday meals for families in need. But we need your help. From November 3rd to December 17th, show your support and donate at the register at Solomon's, Cost Right, Fresh Markets, Eleuthera Markets, Exuma Markets, or Domino's Pizza in New Providence, Grand Bahama, or Exuma. Together, let's put an end to hunger.
At Cleveland Clinic, you set your course, not cancer. So when your journey takes an unexpected turn, you seek out the experts who've conquered it before, and you forge new paths to help fight cancers. For every route to a cure, for every care in the world. See how we're innovating cancer care at Cleveland Clinic today.
All I want for Christmas is the junk and me, the junk and me, the junk and me. Santa, won't you please bring me the junk and me? Then it would really feel like Christmas. It seems so long since I could hear Goatskin drums beating out their rhythms. God knows how happy I am.
Welcome back to On the Clock with Junkanoo Greene. Listen, see, they're Junkanoos. The people that tell you what they want. And they told straight through this conversation y'all was having, the people told you don't care what y'all doing, we could be on Bay. I hope you could be there too, because all we want for Christmas is the Junkanoo. Thank you, Diane Hamilton. Again, you can reach out to Diana Hamilton, 812-8768. Now to my other guests in studio, Dignified Girl Project. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Yes, let me tell you how happy I am that you guys exist, because when I was in 7th grade at the school assembly in the auditorium on my cycle, one of the first I ever had, I got up and the older girls behind me quickly tapped me on my shoulder and say, sit down, right? So I sat down, right? And then she leaned in and she said, take your sweater and wrap your sweater around the back of your waist, right? And then go to the bathroom and fix yourself up.
That's unity.
Listen.
Sisterhood.
Yes.
I got your back.
Yes. Yes. Look here. The moment mortified me that they were there and did that. I'll never forget that. I may not even remember their names and faces anymore, but I'll never forget the moment. And so Dignified Girl Project aims to support young girls in the same way. Like you didn't even know there was a problem. We got you.
Yeah.
We there.
Yeah.
Introduce yourselves.
So my name is Philippa Dean. I am the founder and executive director of the Dignified Girl Project. And I have with me today one of our awesome volunteers. She'll introduce herself.
Good morning, Erin. Bubbla Greene is that?
That's it, Bubbla Greene.
Good morning, Philippa, and good morning, Diana, good morning, Bahamas. My name is Sornita Nicholson, and I'm a wonderful, proud volunteer at the Dignified Girl Project.
You Sornita Nicholson. I know this woman from the Facebooks, but I never met her in person, and she just tell me her name for the first time. It is a pleasure as well, madam.
It's wonderful meeting you a third time, Erin.
Okay. No way. Baby. You wasn't this funny when we meet.
A throwback to Poinciana Place. We were there at
Paper press?
Yeah, Poinciana Paper Press. We were using some of the magazines, and we were making.
Oh, I was zening. That was somebody else.
You were zoning and while zening.
That was Erin Guy Fawkes Greene. I'm glad you met my cousin.
The one with the same necklace on as you.
Yeah, no. Why you just say that in front of the police like that, miss?
It's wonderful to be here. And
I
it's wonderful
love
to
it.
Talk about the Dignified Girl Project.
If y'all don't get this Queen's a Comedy show off the ground. Okay, Dignified Girl Project, I'm glad that you all have this type of levity in your group, because this type of advocacy can kind of be overwhelming and frustrating, because it just never stops, just like our bodies. They're men, in case you didn't know, it don't stop. Mm-hmm. And when it does stop, it becomes something else.
Yes,
right?
It's a whole next conversation.
Oh yeah, we can talk about
Perry and the Menno.
Oh, they're my two new aunties, Perry and Menno. I love y'all aunties, even when I don't want y'all to come see me. Okay. What have y'all been up to? I was looking at your website, at the impact page, and I realized y'all have new numbers.
Yes.
Y'all have installed 24 free sanitary napkin dispensers in schools. You have established 20 distribution partners. You've distributed more than 64,000 units of menstrual products. And you've served more than 4,000 girls and women since the organization was founded in 2017.
Yes.
This is amazing.
I know, and it's only possible, Erin, because of the dedicated volunteers that we have and the awesome private donors that we have who's ensuring that this initiative continues, that it's sustainable, and they've definitely been putting their money where their mouth is.
All right. How can we, other people, support, especially us women? Now, women, I'm not saying that this is a subject matter devoid and absent of men, right? What we're saying is, women, while we sitting here asking men to support us, we still could be doing the work and supporting our girls and other women.
Absolutely.
So give me a number, give me a website, give me a bank account where, tell me who is your partner do I go to, which wholesaler do I go to and say, look here, send a pallet.
Okay, wonderful. So Erin, we have Women's Haven. I don't know if they've been on any of the shows before. Women's Haven. That is an organic brand that is co-owned by a Bahamian female. And she has been supporting us from her business was an incubation period. And now she's one of our sole supporters. So if you contact Women's Haven, they are on the social media pages, you get a discount when you purchase a sanitary napkin. So in the stores, it may be sold at one point, but if you reach out to the owner and you say, hey, we're purchasing on behalf of the Dignified Girl Project, then you get it at a reduced price. I hope that still stands, Meredith. We also have partnership with BWL.
BWA?
On Gladstone Road. The wholesalers, Gladstone Road after you pass Fusion, just before you get to the Rubens gas station.
Oh, yeah, BWA.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's an account there also for the Dignified Girl Project. And of course, we have our business bank account, which is at First Caribbean. And that bank account number, so the bank name is the Dignified Girl Project. Our bank account number is 2017-01-334. And that's the Sandy Port branch.
All right, Sandy Port branch. 2017
01334.
Sandy Port branch, Dignified Girl Project.
Yes.
Okay.
So here's what I want to say. This is what people are given to, Erin. When we give, or when you give to this cause, you're not just given to an organization that is trying to claim status within our community, give back in charity. We're making real impact. From starting off, just walking through the streets of the corners of East Street, literally hand delivering what we call dignity kits and giving them out in the brown paper bag. We have now moved to actual machines, right, that are being installed in schools. School for the deaf, those living with disabilities.
Okay.
We also have nonprofits like Foam that has a machine in their office as well. So not just schools, right? And we have girls who are going to school now, and they have the comfort and the assurance of knowing that, hey, if I get up like Erin in the middle of assembly and I have to wrap something around my skirt,
I could go there.
I could go to the bathroom.
Something.
I could get something right away. I can go into guidance counseling. They may have a clean skirt or a new skirt there, and guess what? I could still go to my classroom. You don't have to walk around with that shame and that skirt all tied up with a sweater for the rest of the school day.
And young ladies, I know you can feel shame. It's what happens, right? Because we just coming into our bodies, we just figuring them out, right? You don't be looking at other people's body like it's all just new, and you can feel overwhelmed. But I want you to know, you sit in that shame for 3 seconds and then you walk right out of that, because this is just natural. It is just natural. It is what our bodies
There's nothing
do.
to be ashamed of.
That's right. And then see, you are Bahamian. You got this beautiful body. Some of us fuller than others. I am size Andrus. My body shaped weird. In the middle is get weird.
I'm Long Island.
Right? The point is, sometimes the products don't work the way they're supposed to with your body. It just is. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It happens. Now, what we got to do is we have to teach our kids, teach our young boys, teach our girls, especially because girls can use things as weapons against each other.
Yes.
That we teach each other, this is a natural process. You don't use this to bully somebody. You don't use this to shame somebody. When this happens, you help them. right? The funniest thing I see is the trend where the women send their boyfriends out for pads with wings.
Yes.
And they come back with a bunch of pads
Chicken
and chicken wings. These are the best men in the world. The boys say, I brought you lemon wings. I know you like chili wings. They had this new barbecue wing. And she looking at him like, with wings? Pads with wings? But you could see that they didn't even question it. My woman say, bring her pads with wings. The general has sent out an order. And they delivered. It was the wrong product, but right? There's love all around. And that's where we're trying to get our people to, where there's no hesitation, there's no shame. This is just a natural part of life. And another thing to say to young boys and as they're becoming men is, look here, you think you're man enough to engage in sexual intimacy with a whole woman? Well, if you're not comfortable talking about these things and facilitating these things for and with her, you are not mature enough. You are not ready enough to engage in sexual intimacy with another human being. That's it, simple. You show them that. Because that's the basics of it. Okay, so.
Let me give her a minute.
Go ahead, Erin.
All right,
I'm here for you.
Let's talk about services quickly. Menstrual product distribution, dignity kits. What's in the dignity kit? And then for people who want to donate, and then for young people who say, okay, I need to get one of these dignity kits, or they may say, oh, that's what that is? Yeah, I'll take one.
So excellent question, Erin. Inside these dignity kits, we have either they'll come inside of a bag that we've created, or they come in another bag that is very easily you can carry inside of your knapsack for school, and it looks like a pencil bag. So essentially what comes in these kits are 16 pads, or controversial word here, guys, tampons, 21 panty liners, a bar of soap, because believe it or not everybody has access to being clean or clean devices. So we make sure give them that extra bit of help to make sure that they're clean and continue to stay inside of their dignity. So we're happy to provide those as well.
Let's take a moment to think about that. Like, you living in your house, you may have a roommate, you may live with your parents, but you wake in and you buy your own hygiene products. You don't like other people using your hygiene product?
No. Actually, funnily enough, Erin, we've talked to enough girls on the streets that people share soaps. So you're sharing a bar of soap, mommy, daddy, brother, sister, and you last in line.
Yeah.
Well, today you get your own bar of soap. And sometimes the last event that we had, we were able to provide, one of my favorite things is being out there talking with the young girls and even women.
Yeah.
And we were able to provide them with period panties.
Oh, we love
it. It's new. They were soft, comfortable. Of course, they help with the period. But most importantly, what I noted is that they were happy to have their own pair of underwear. Sharing with mommy, sharing with sister. No, this is yours. So we're not just providing something that'll help them for this part of the month, their period, but they can wear this every day or any day that they desire, and it's all theirs.
And listen, it's still happening. I can tell you all the story. I was dating a man one time.
Wow.
See what I'm saying? You catch my breath. Anyway, the point is, I'd given him a gift of underwear, right? And when we broke up, he was telling me, we're talking about relationship. He said, let me tell you something. You see that underwear you gave me? I shared that with my brothers and my cousins, Wow. And he said,
men too.
Yeah. And he said, you ain't never wear your things, I ain't see you in your under, never. He said, I take two for me and I give the rest to them. And that's how they were living. And it's not that they was poor, but they were using the resources the way they were best suited. And they said, look here, once they clean, once they clean, we're okay. But now when we're talking about women and menstrual health, it's slightly different, right?
Yes. Actually, that anecdote is not uncommon. We've heard it time and time again. Some of the girls will take this item, and they've said to me personally, and they share the information up the ladder.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're the first one in the family that has heard this extent of information.
Yes.
And so they take it back to older sister, or they even take it back to mommy.
Yes.
And she's enriched by this.
Yeah.
So even though we provide items for girls and adolescents, we also provide information, which I believe is essential, top of the tier for me, is information and access to that information for moms, aunts, grandmas, godmothers, especially during this time of year. So if you're thinking about a good Christmas gift, keep us on the list.
And fathers as well. I remember seeing the story where the father reached out to Dignified Girl Project and said, listen, I'm now primary caregiver. right? And the girl is like, hey, I'm the only girl in this house.
Yes.
And making not just men comfortable with their role as caregiver, but girls comfortable talking to male caregivers. Okay, now, we almost out of time. Extremely important initiative. Y'all been to Jamaica and y'all ain't take me?
Next time, darling.
Okay.
Next time.
I love this part.
All right. So tell me, how is Dignified Girl Project supporting work being done in Jamaica post Hurricane Melissa?
So once we have recognized that this is not just period poverty is what we call it, is not an issue that is unique to the Bahamas and our culture, it's global. So it's actually in the Caribbean as well. So there are instances where women cannot afford, fathers cannot afford menstrual management products for their daughters, for their wives, and it may be due to high inflation, unemployment, and what we saw, a natural disaster.
Right, because people have money, but they cannot get
access
things.
to. Exactly.
Yeah, unless you have a helicopter, you can't get the things.
Right. So with Hurricane Melissa, Category 5, ripping through parts of Jamaica, there were women and girls living with disabilities as well who did not have access to because of what had just happened to them. So communities like ours, organizations like ours in Jamaica that are doing the same work, were reaching out and to their Caribbean sisters and international partners and saying, please help. Here's what you send.
In
and
the
we were
same
like,
way they did for us in Dorian.
exactly. So I
Yeah.
said, say no more. This is what our organization is here for. And community people, like-mindedness, persons who support our cause, they have given to us for this purpose. So we were glad to be able to extend dignity to our sisters in Jamaica.
I was shocked when you said that there are people that cannot afford.
Come on.
Like that's something
Ma'am,
that
you ain't been in the store. 27, okay, absorbency 5, maximum for women who experiencing heavy bleeding or overnight use. 27 pads cost $21+. We talking
Plus
real.
tax.
sounds like we need.
Yeah, and then add tax.
We need to
In fact-
request that this particular
in households that have
I
more
got
than one
I got an
female.
even more special request. Dear Prime Minister, I will endorse
Come on.
the knighting. I will endorse you giving Cassius Stewart a knighthood if he could figure out how to distribute the feminine hygiene products he's making in the Dominican Republic in the Bahamas.
Hey, hi Cassius.
This is what I say, and you didn't know we had a cousin named Cassius Stewart? Soon to be a knight?
You.
Prime Minister, I just saying,
Say what?
I'd even consider calling you daddy.
So some of the programs,
If you would just sort it out for us. Right, because if you want to take care of needs, if you think it's appropriate for people to be calling you daddy, right, then we will take this one task on.
That price needs
If
to
you
go down.
could help to ensure that all girls, vulnerable women living in poverty have access to feminine hygiene products, the products and the auxiliary products, the soap, the Ziploc bags, the garbage bags, right? If you could ensure that this trash management thing gets under control so that the disposal of feminine hygiene products does not become a public health issue in communities, right? I would consider calling you daddy. With Mrs. Anne Marie Davis' permission, and Chris and Phil and the other Phil and the other children, I'll ask them first. But that's what you got to do to be considered a father of the nation. Dignified Girl Project, your number to call or to find you?
829-3137, or you can find us on dignifiedgirlproject.org. That's 829-3137 or thedignifiedgirlproject.org.
I love your project. Bravo. So for Jedi, you can call Diana 812-8768, or you'll find us at Logas, at Commonwealth, at different places, or you'll see me in the streets.
And look for you online,
and look
right?
for me online as well.
All right, there you go. I had some texts here. No text. I wasn't saying nothing about Adrian Gibson. It's Adrian White. That's why I say yes. Yo, we call my MP Daddy White? No, son. Y'all enjoy this good music as we go to the break. It's the news break. Guardian Radio AM with C.A. Nuri
Erin,
is up
thank
next.
you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Erin.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Bahamas.
Y'all support Jedi. Support Jedi.
Thank you.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.